What's up, everyone? Well, we're here today at Mule Expedition Outfitters. We're gonna go hang out with Joe, get a tour of the shop. Anyways, he's the man to talk to, so let's head on in. What's up, man?
What's up?
How's it going, Joe?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. So, yeah, we just wanted to stop by, check out the shop, obviously.
Cool. Let's go check it out.
We'll let you lead the way.
We're Mule Expedition Outfitters. Our store is in Issaquah, Washington. And we started the store because we were super passionate about getting out and living off grid and rolling with our rigs, and realized that there wasn't a lot out there for folks to be able to, basically take the stuff out to their trucks in the parking lot and make sure everything fit, or just check the quality of stuff like that. So we stock a lot of stuff, solar and electrical stuff, battery charger stuff. Right, we also have a really well stocked area of recovery gear.
Yeah, it's cool to see all this stuff in one place.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the coolest things about this shop is, yeah, all the stuff you might see online or think you can only get online, you can definitely get it right here.
One-stop shop, so you can come in, you can pick out your suspension, you can pick out a roof rack or a winch and a winch bumper, have us install it, and then while your stuff's being installed, you can come in here and shop and get all the rest of your stuff and get the truck ready to go for your trip. Because what we really want to do is we don't want to shop, we want to be out in the mountains using our rigs, not necessarily building them, although building them is fun.
Yeah,
using
it's important balance, yeah.
So, the means to an end, right?
Yeah.
Be out there enjoying the nature and hiking and fishing and hunting and doing whatever we're doing. So.
Yeah, you guys got campers too, like you're a four-wheel camper dealer, right?
We are. So we're Washington State's four-wheel camper dealer.
Nice.
And that's been huge for us as a company, and just in terms of our own personal needs. Four-wheel campers really do hit the sweet spot when it comes to creature comforts and off-road ability. So there are lighter weight options, and we can show you one of those afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
But just in terms of overall livability, and coming from a guy who lives in your vehicle 24/7, having hot water and heater and an outdoor shower really become kind of fundamental things to have on a rig. Now, it's not going to be your rock crawling truck, but we have built a lot of trucks, including the one that I'll show you in a minute, that kind of we hope will help us to do both. So.
Yeah.
Incredible off-road capability and an incredible camper situation. So, the whole four-wheel camper deal has been really good for us, and we're stoked to be selling the products.
Yeah, you've done some cool stuff with them. I mean, it's cool to see there's a Swift setup over here, and then just the fleet and the standard kind of models, and then you got the flatbed on the Baja Runner that's like just a full-blown. Yeah. As crazy as you could go on 40s kind of build.
Exactly.
So
yeah, and
that thing's cool.
As a shop build, of course you don't need 40s to go off-road. You can get away with 31-inch tires or 33s or whatever you're rolling. It was kind of a extreme build for us, but again, it was to really kind of go see where we could take that that style of overlanding vehicle. We've dabbled in the military trucks with the 50-inch tires, and we've got the 4Runner on 35s. So those are two vehicles at kind of the extreme ends of the spectrum, and then this one kind of bridges the gap for us.
Yeah,
gives us all that payload, all those creature comforts, but still, as long as you don't have really confined trails, allows you to get through just about anything. More electrical kind of accessories here, a lot of Blue Sea stuff.
New ARB jack too, yeah. That thing is cool.
We've got kind of like dual battery setups here. This is a little display. Looks like a pinball machine that we put together, but it kind of gives you an idea of what a dual battery system might look like.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of wiring too, right? And big systems.
Yeah, we got Mule Electrics, which is like our branch of Mule's wiring department, and we get into some pretty specialized wiring and stuff like that.
Awesome.
We do a lot of installs of things like switch pros and the trigger systems and the S-pods into vehicles, which we find work really well when you've got a lot of accessories. Stocking dealer for Baja Designs and Vision X lighting. We do other lights and stuff like that, KCs and all that, but generally speaking, that's what we have in stock here. We have lots of awnings of different shapes and sizes. We carry ARB, Front Runner, the Alucab shadow awnings, the big 270s. We do the 270 bat wings from Rhino Rack as well. And getting into like recovery gear, we're always fully stocked on Max Tracks because these are like gold. If anybody's ever been out
Overland
by
gold.
themselves and gotten stuck, well, you know, the Max Tracks sometimes is your only option, especially if you're in the desert or in the snow.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those.
Give some props to Come Up. Come Up Winches has been fantastic. They're out of Portland, Oregon, and we're currently the U.S. largest retailer of Come Up Winches in terms
very
of volume. And they make some really killer products. I think every one of my rigs currently running a Come Up winch. I've got a 9.5 on my 4Runner, and the big truck out here is running a 12.5 and a 16.5 on the front. And they just released an 18,000-pound winch, which is great for diesel guys like yourself.
Yeah.
Pulling campers and lots of weight. The 18.5 is a really, or I think it's an 18. It's all synthetic, but perfectly designed for some of those bigger trucks.
Because you never know when you're going to be winching some big rig that's like 30,000 pounds.
That's right, yeah.
No problem at all. I'm glad to be here for it.
Moving sort of over into our culinary area.
Oh, beautiful.
So we've got
The scuttle, of course, everything's
the
set up.
scuttle, you know, scuttle in a bottle, that's all you need. Of course, you got to keep your beers cold
Yeah.
and the meat frozen so you don't get sick when you're out on the trail. So we carry all sorts of Dometic and ARB fridge freezers, everything from 100 plus liter all the way down to a 28 liter. Dobinson and ARB are kind of like arch nemesises, so to speak. We carry both. There's a lot of Dobinson, especially like Dobinson rear springs for like doing heavy loaded Tacomas. The Dobinson rear super heavy springs have been super popular for our camper customers. And the other alternate would be the ARB Hilux spring. So yeah, Dobinson does some really cool stuff, and they've got greasable pins for the sprung trucks.
Awesome.
Mostly Toyotas. And of course Alucab also, they make some really cool products, fridge slides and stuff like that. And of course you can't get to mention the ARBs. Everybody, there's a little bit of a subtle difference between all these different products, and that's why we carry so many different different styles and stuff like that, because we don't just cater to Jeeps specifically or Toyotas. We pretty much do all vehicles across the spectrum. So you never know when you're going to need like a universal storage unit from Front Runner here, for example. We just fitted one to a Land Rover HSE.
Oh, very cool.
So it just happened to fit perfect in the guy's truck, and that worked great.
Yeah, it's cool to have all the different stuff. I didn't know you had that many brands. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, primarily it's ARB, Dobinson, Alucab, Dometic, and a few others. But ARB covers a large spectrum of things, from fridges to recovery gear, lockers, and there's a lot of stuff in here that you're not seeing that we do at our install shop, including gears and lockers and suspensions and stuff like that. But we do have a suspension area just across the way here.
Yeah, all the Falcons.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of Falcon stuff. Terraflex is, for all you folks that don't know, Terraflex did break into the Toyota market. They were Jeep for a long time, but these new Terraflex shocks are super cool. They really were geared towards like the Overlander style of rig. So instead of having 24 different settings like you find like on a King or a Fox race shock, they've got 3. So it really kind of simplifies it for the average person getting out there for like a weekend or a week trip. So when you're home and you're just using the truck as a daily, you got your soft settings. If you decide you're going to go out for a weekend trip and you got it loaded up with some gear, you can go to setting number 2. And then if you pop the trailer on the back, or you pop the camper on the back of the truck, you got your setting 3. So it's really broad damping range and just 3 different settings.
That's really
So
cool.
we've fitted these to a ton of Tacomas that are running 4-wheel campers. and it's a sweet setup.
Yeah.
Right now.
My buddy has those shocks on his JK. I think it was their first gen of them without that adapter, or that adjustment.
Yeah.
But he's been running those for like 4 years and
Yeah.
beating the crap out of them.
And that's the thing, is like,
Yeah.
if this was a brand new product, that, you know, we wouldn't have as much faith in it. We know that it rides really well.
Yeah.
But that's exactly right. Just
Yeah.
since it's got a history of being a really high performance suspension system for the Jeeps, we know the quality's there, we know the performance is there. The performance is there out of the box. When we fit them to trucks, it's probably one of the best riding suspensions we have right now, and the price point's pretty sweet. They pretty much nailed that. We've also got, you know, ARB BPs, Kings and Foxes and stuff like that. We also do some pretty, you know, for folks that want the desert style suspension. We've got full lineup with Total Chaos and also ADS. Not a lot of folks are familiar with ADS suspension, but when we go out to look at the Baja Runner, I can show you what that looks like. But you can't go on any trip without extra fuel and extra water, so we do have a section of the store that's kind of designated for rotopacks and different, you know, styles or ways to carry extra water, extra fuel. Nitro Gear and Axle is our gear supplier for doing re-gears. We also do some True Track style lockers and stuff like that, but most of the lockers we install are the ARB air lockers, because most folks want that selectability.
Yeah, we just went to Kashmir to Nitro Gear and Axle a week or two ago. And we're chatting with Carl. He's got quite the establishment there as well. So we'll be putting a video out of that too. There's way too much good shops here in Washington.
I know, man. Yeah, we're lucky to have Carl as a supplier, and actually Mark, one of our sales guys, was a former Nitro employee.
Oh, cool.
So that really works out well for us.
Very cool.
Our staff is definitely on the upper echelon of in terms of the knowledge base. There's our main sales guys have been in the industry for 20 plus years. Working at Nitro and ARB and places like that. So
nice.
These guys know what they're talking about. So if you have any questions, you can always, you know, hit up John or Mark. And those guys will be able to sort you out for suspension and all that kind of stuff. This whole section of the store is really geared towards our partner, you know, cook stoves, our front runner utensil sets, stuff you need at camp. Of course, you can't go over in this section of the store without noticing the big Alucab rooftop tent up here. Alucab's been a great product line for us, and quality and fit and finish on these things are just outstanding. I actually just put one on my Chevy Colorado, and went out and camped in it a couple weekends ago, and it was fantastic. It really is a beautiful tent. On that same note, if we could pop outside, I could show you what an Alucab Canopy Camper looks like, which is basically that morphed onto a canopy for those folks that are more looking for like a go fast style camper.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's what we got on Hans's truck out here. So we can take a peek at that.
Yeah, let's go check that out. And I've seen the Kaya camper, right, which is similar to this, but not quite. It's just got some differences. I think this is a little lighter. Well, you can tell us better, but
so the Alucab Canopy Camper is quite a bit lighter than the Kaya. Essentially what it is, you maintain, well, like you would with the Kaya, you maintain your standard truck bed, and essentially what you're looking at is an aluminum canopy with a full-size door on the back. So you got a full-size door, so you're not crawling in through a tailgate and whatever you call it, like the upper gate part of a conventional canopy. You got all sorts of storage on the outside, and then when you step into the camper, and this is a short bed Tacoma. It's got a lot of gear in there right now, but essentially you've got the sleeping platform up here, and it actually, if I can step in, this whole portion of the Alucab pops up as well, so you get your full stand-up height style, you know, living space indoors, out of the rain. And then when you want to climb into bed at night, you're not climbing outside, getting your feet dirty and all that kind of stuff. You can just come right in here. I've kind of fallen in love with these things. I don't have a vehicle currently that will fit one of these because I have a flatbed on my Colorado. So I'm kind of itching to find a vehicle where I can plunk one of these on. They are super nice and super lightweight. you know, I was surprised when we were doing the first installation. I could basically lift the front of this by myself.
Wow.
Which is pretty.
How light are they? Did you say?
I want to say that these are 350 pounds.
Wow.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
That's
don't quote me on that. That's just, I'm pulling that out of the air, but I think it's right in that ballpark. But, some really nice features, including, like I said, these little canvas bags and things for accessories and storage. Some nice molly strap stuff for attaching whatever you want to the back of the vehicle. And then, again, the sleeping space. And just being able to, you know, get out of the rain and not have to be outside. Of course, the shadow awning, which just got put away, is super sweet because it goes 270 around the whole thing and clips into the side of the camper. So you got a full awning as to come out of the back of the vehicle and pop the side open. And then
that's so cool how open you can be with this. And I think the other thing, obviously, that's different from a big camper is you might feel a little bit better just tossing this thing around.
Absolutely.
And just kind of jumping the truck and just kind of going for it.
Sure. Yeah, you don't need. I mean, I think Hans is running some Dobinson. What is he running here? These are Hilux or Dobinsons. Yeah, he's running some Dobinson heavies. And the truck rides super nice. No airbags required. And
nice.
I would definitely wheel this truck.
Sweet, Joe. Well, thanks so much for
man.
showing us this rig and this shop. I mean, this place is super impressive. So
cool.
Yeah, we want people to be able to link up with you guys. I know Instagram, you guys are pretty active on there, and Facebook.
Facebook and Instagram. And we're working on the YouTube channel or station. Nothing like yours, but we're definitely trying to get some more videos out there for folks, primarily educational stuff, you know, explaining how four-wheel campers work, for example, or Norwell trays or Falcon suspensions and things like that. And that's one of the reasons why we're here as a community-based off-road and overlanding shop, is to educate our brethren and you know, get them all spooled up so that they know what products they need and get them sorted so their trips are just better and better and less of a headache. And
that's awesome, man.
And get out there and explore. So get out there and explore. Come by and see us if you're in Washington State. We'd love to have you, and really appreciate everything, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Great to meet you. And as always, the question is, are you down to mile? Yeah, you knew it.